Did you ever have a dream of becoming a cop when you were a kid? Were they your heroes when you were growing up? Everyone looks up to cops, but not all of them are perfect. Some of them apologize and make things right, while others don't back down and make the situation worse. But what happens when their mistakes ruin someone's life? In this video, we'll show you 9 mortifying mistakes cops have made to innocent people. Nothing beats the feeling of working out after a long day. Not unless you're this man. At number 1, we have a jogger who was arrested simply because of his skin color. Officers believed that this man matched a suspect of domestic violence, so they harassed him immediately.
You don't have any kind of ID or anything on you?
Don't touch me, bro. I'm sent to a search.
I'm not searching you, I'm just fixing you.
You're touching me, no, you're not fixing me. You're touching my shorts and going to my... What?
We expected him to be mad because he wasn't allowed to give an explanation of what he was doing. Excessive force was used by the cops, to the point that one of their body cams dropped to the ground. He started screaming out of pain, and it's a sound we never want to hear again.
Choking me? You're choking me? You're choking me? You're choking me? Choking me!
No, you're not.
My throat!
After that fiasco, he was actually driven to the victim of the domestic violence report. That's when the cops realized they made a huge mistake, detaining the wrong man. But instead of apologizing, they tried to cover up their mistakes by saying the man attacked an officer. Unfortunately for them, the body cam footage doesn't lie.
Metu on 2 felony charges of assaulting a police officer. But after the body cam footage was released, Metu was saved from becoming another victim of systemic racism.
The charges for the jogger were naturally dropped, but enough harm was already done since he was falsely accused and unjustly arrested. And number 2, the cops made a mistake that completely crossed the line. This man was arrested because he was wearing religious clothes. Little did the cops know, they were in for a surprise. A desk clerk rang 911 because she thinks there's a man in her lobby that pledged his allegiance to ISIS.
In a full headdress with multiple disposable phones, pledging his allegiance or something to ISIS.
Okay.
The call seemed legitimate since her dad also called 911 to back up her claims. The two were clearly terrified. So when the man went out of the building, he was asked to get down on the ground.
There he is. There he is. Right there. Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Because of the language barrier, the man was completely clueless. The cops even demanded him to throw his phone on the ground, and he had no choice but to follow them. He was handcuffed without knowing why he was arrested.
What happened?
Hold on.
Not good to do it like this.
He then tried to explain that he was working for the embassy, but of course, they didn't believe him. They first searched his possessions and then contacted the embassy to verify his identity. Because of all the things happening around him, the poor man fell to the ground from exhaustion.
You okay? They got scared, called us.
It turns out he really was working for the embassy, visiting Ohio on a tourist visa. Because of what happened, they're now asking people to not wear their national dress when traveling to the USA.
The incident received international attention, with UAE's foreign minister advising the citizens to not wear the national dress while traveling to the United States. The UAE's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation called for an apology from Avon officials. The Avon mayor and the police chief.
That says a lot, don't you think? At least a little justice was served when the clerk was fired and a lawsuit was filed against her.
She was fired from her job and a lawsuit was filed against her. Alexis later tried to change her statement, saying that Alman Holly didn't say anything about ISIS and that she was afraid to see Alman Holly with 2 phones.
Then again, the damage has already been done. Now, back to the video. A lot of people can have the same name as you. In number 3, you'll find out what happens when you lock up the wrong man. A random passerby called because of so-called suspicious activity at this facility.
So basically what happened is we got a report of you guys loading up things into your vehicles.
Right.
Yeah. It's his stuff. They just closed and he needed to get his stuff out.
I understand.
Yeah,
Do you have any proof that
I can probably find a bill or something. You know what I mean? Is that fine?
I'll find something else.
Do you have your driver's license by chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, can I borrow that?
The cops on call met no resistance from the group, but when they ran their IDs, one of them had a warrant that the police thought looked serious.
And could you also confirm that J4?
Dispatch confirmed that they were allowed to take what they had.
My partner advised him that they can take the stuff. He just wanted them to leave, I guess.
For no apparent reason, the officer muted his body cam while talking to his fellow cops. You should know that it's always important to double check or triple check records when it comes to arrests, because lives are in your hands. Dispatch didn't confirm what the warrant was about, but the officer took it upon himself to arrest the man.
Into this, I'm gonna be kind of not happy. No, I'm good, man. No, I got it. If it ends up being a thing, I got it. It's not a problem.
At this point, dispatch says the man's birth date, but the officer didn't ask the man to verify his birth date.
3/10/93.
Yeah, it looks like a failure to appear, man.
I'm gonna appear for what?
He was then handcuffed and was about to be brought to the station.
Yeah, I'll look it up for you right now. Yeah, no problem. It looks just for failure to appear. That's all I have on my end, but when we get down there, they'll be able to give me the actual warrant and I can tell you what it was for.
By now, there were tons of opportunities where the cop could have verified the information given to him, but he didn't. Even the man himself explains he's innocent.
Look, I've never had any sort of interaction with law enforcement out of this county ever.
Finally, the cop confirms that the birth date is wrong.
1993? Your birthday?
No. Yeah, no, it's not me.
It's obvious that he's panicking. Who wouldn't have in his position? He took off the cuffs and blamed everything on dispatch, even though it was his fault.
On them, not on me, man. I'm sorry.
I'm totally not even upset with you, bud. At all.
That's from dispatch because they told me you were wanted. And that's not your fault or my fault.
I'm mad at you.
He was so scared that he even called his supervisor and again blamed dispatch for everything that happened.
On a warrant, but dispatch confirmed the wrong person. So, it's not gonna be him. I took him out of cuffs, and I'm taking him to meet the people that he was with at the Circle K on.
Things didn't escalate quickly, but the cop was still negligent since he misidentified the person he was supposed to arrest. Some mistakes are heavier than others, just like in number 4. The cops are in pursuit of one teen, but the chase doesn't go as planned.
Put your hands up, man.
When he didn't follow them, one of the cops announced that they were using a taser on him. She kept repeating it again and again, but when she shoots, she realizes she shot the wrong thing.
Move, taser! Taser, taser!
She fired a real gun instead of a taser, and now the teen is bleeding. Both the police and the victim were shouting out of frustration.
Oh, come on out here, Tim.
What you did? I was bleeding, see? Oh. Back off.
Even with all the emotions and blood, the cop that shot the teen didn't even apologize.
On the ground.
Wait, woman.
Just
Let's cool off and some water.
have a seat for me.
Have a seat, sir. You're messing on my shirt.
The sad part is, he doesn't even want them to take a look at his wounds because of what they did.
Come on.
Come on, have a
It
seat.
will stop healing eventually.
It will heal, but I want you to sit down for me. Just sit down, okay?
Fine.
Just sit down for me.
That's another case of carelessness and negligence. Number 5 shows how some cops can still be friendly when they accept that they're in the wrong. If you're a car lover, you'll know that some cars are noisy by nature. because of how different the sounds were. These cops think that the driver or the mechanic has been firing a gun from their car.
Nobody got gun.
Fucking liar. Who's got the gun?
They storm in, thinking the guys have been firing weapons in their backyard.
Hearing thing when we were sitting right there and heard cannons going off. I mean, there's no way you didn't hear it. No way.
They tried to look for the source, but found nothing but a BB gun. They never even listened to the owner of the car, not even once. The police taught him to do it again. Little did they know.
Yeah, because this is mistake.
Do it again.
With whatever. Listen.
Crank it up.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Stop talking, crank it up, show me. Because you know you ain't gonna do it.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
That they were in for a ride. When they finally realized their mistake, one cop got all defensive, blaming the mechanic for wasting their time.
Why did you say that?
No, because whatever he asked me, do you hear a gun? I said, no, I don't hear a gun.
Wasting our time out here.
Well, I don't know.
All the other friendly cops were just laughing at how funny the situation was.
No, I'm sorry, but
No, it's no problem.
yeah, I'm sorry because when the guy asking me, do you hear a shot, a gun? I said, no way.
You could hear a damn thing over that.
Yeah, but this is launch control. This,
Number 6 is a little different. It's like the man expected that he was going to get pulled over one day, and he knew exactly what to do. This athlete was being stopped by the police, but instead of stopping immediately, he called 911 to inform them that he's only stopping at a well-lit place.
Step out.
Well, step out for me, man. Step out for me. Can I reach for my seat? Step out.
This was the right choice, because the officers thought that he had an illegal substance on his car. They wanted to arrest him immediately, without checking anything else.
You're kind of pissing me off right now, because you know what you're doing. You're a grown man. You're on the main highway coming in Saluda County from Newberry.
I'm not from Newberry. I'm coming from Clinton.
You're almost about to go to jail. Okay?
Oh, I called a lady on the phone.
It doesn't matter. I don't care. We've been riding for 10 minutes now.
Sir, my mama told me not to pull over.
No.
To double check their hunch, they ran a field test on the substance, and it turned pink. This means that it was a substance that they expected to be highly illegal.
Turn pink, man. Some cocaine, ain't it?
The athlete ended up at the back of the police car. He was being polite and complied with everything the police were saying. It'll make you question why he's even there to begin with.
Right now, okay? I'm going to go ahead and read you your rights. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, won't be provided for you.
He spent the night in jail. But do you know what the white substance on his car actually was? It was bird poop. The athlete kept explaining this over and over, but they never listened to it. In number 7, we'll find out what happens to misinformed cops who act without thinking. A man called 911 because there was a creepy salesman knocking at his door while he was at work. His Ring doorbell captures the salesman's face, and cops dispatch a photo of him to everyone in the surrounding areas.
Police department?
I just saw somebody ring my doorbell. I usually have no problem with people like listening around, but dude was like looking up and down my house. He stood there for a little while. He was writing stuff down, and then I saw him on the Google camera going to my driveway, and it looked like he was looking at my truck. I don't know if you want to just send somebody over there to see what this guy's doing over there. He's not at my property anymore. But.
The victim, who was casually walking, was stopped by the chief of police because of his appearance. The funny thing is, he didn't match the description at all.
No, thank you.
Yes.
No, thank you.
Oh, come here.
Are you detaining me, sir?
Yes, I am. Stop.
For what crime?
Stop.
What is your reasonable, articulable... Do not touch me, sir.
Turn around.
For what have I done?
I'm detaining you. Turn around.
For what suspicion? What is your reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime?
It was far from what he looked like. Apart from that, they were weirdly arresting him for no reason, when the caller hadn't even indicated an actual crime to arrest him for. At this point, some of the cops turn off their body cams, probably to hide a part of their conversation.
What is your RAF? Yes. This is unbelievable.
The victim knew his rights and that this was all illegal, but the chief just laughs at him when he's talking.
It's funny? My freedom is funny to you? Yeah, no, it is. It's hilarious. I just asked you to stop. And I'm not required to do that.
Yeah, yes, you are when criminality is afoot, and we do have a complaint.
What is your reasonable or articulable suspicion?
We don't have to give all that to you.
What is your probable cause?
I have plenty of it.
You do?
I do.
I've never seen you before.
Well, good. Nice to meet you.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is, right?
He was handcuffed and put in the car.
Hey, what is your reasonable suspicion?
Have a seat.
This is incredible that this is happening in America.
Yep.
I'm a free man. I've done no wrong.
What were you doing in people's yards, looking in their windows?
What are you talking about?
I know
you have evidence of this?
Absolutely.
May I see it?
Yeah, multiple.
I want an attorney present for any questioning.
Okay, that's fine. You can do that. That's your right.
They tried to explain to him what was happening, but it was painful to listen to.
All right, man. We're trying to figure out what's going on, okay? Listen, I know. I'm going to tell you, explain to you what. You don't have to talk to me. I'm just going to explain to you why you're in the back of the car right now, okay? I'd like to know. We got a call from several people saying that there's somebody entering properties, knocking on doors,
Poking in windows,
and you match their description. So that's why you're where you are. Yeah, Ring doorbell camera.
Oh, okay.
So that's what it is.
That's fine, and we will, and we're confirming that you're only being detained right now.
When they finally received a picture of the crazy salesman on the loose, they probably realized their mistakes. Still though, they kept him restrained, and they weren't listening to him.
Here's the deal.
Oh, there's no deal. I don't have any agreements to make with you.
No, it's fine. We're looking for a guy, 'cause there's another guy going around.
That looks like me?
Sweatshirt. Well,
you have to find that out beforehand. Before you can, you don't have reasonable articulable suspicion.
Well,
you broke the law. You are the criminal in this instance.
So we had two separate incidents.
You are violating under color of law. I do not answer questions.
Okay.
I already said I want an attorney present for any questioning.
Okay, we're not.
You are again violating my rights.
The chief and another cop were disrespectful until the end. Thankfully, the victim knew his rights. If he didn't, things could have turned out a lot worse than they did.
You're good. We're not going to hurt you.
Yeah, you do. I do?
You seem like you do. Yeah, you seem like you do.
Funny, right? You're funny. I'm not done here. What is your name and badge number, sir?
It's right here.
That's what you tell the judge? What is your name? Can you articulate it? Can you articulate it, please? Can you articulate it?
Chief Owens from the town of Kent Police
Chief
Department,
Owens.
Okay? My officers all have their names right on
What is your badge number? Articulate, please.
It says right there.
Articulate it, please. Articulate it, please.
I'm not articulating it.
What is your badge number, sir?
One. Number one.
Wow, you have disdain for the public?
No, I have disdain.
What is your name and badge number, sir?
Detective
Beauchene, 205. Thank you very, sir, for your professionalism.
Have a great
Sir!
Yes, sir.
Can I get your name and badge number, sir?
Jason F., Detective 35.
Thank you very much.
Sometimes you'll come across good cops that'll put bad cops in their place. That's what happens in number 8. There was a 911 call for a stolen bike. Apparently, they tracked down the guy who has it at the moment on Facebook Marketplace. So the cops met the so-called seller to investigate possible theft.
Okay, what's your name? Malcolm?
Yes.
What's your last name? Malcolm Ziegler?
Yeah.
Okay, you got your ID on you?
I do not.
Okay.
But that wasn't us riding. We haven't rode at all this week.
Where do you stay? You stay here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't rode at all today. He literally just came by here.
After a few minutes, the man got unlawfully detained, even though he was complying with the police, and there was no proof whether he had stolen the bike or not. The officer was only acting on hearsay, and a court would probably rule this as unlawful if they saw all the footage.
Can I get the bill of sale and show you that I bought it?
Yeah, we'll get all that taken care of, man. But what I need to do is just hang tight for me right here, okay?
Oh my gosh, what did I do?
Just hang tight for me right here, okay?
The cherry on top of that is, the person they're detaining is a minor. He was only 14 years old. At least he was able to ask his father to help him look for proof that they didn't illegally get the bike.
Hey, how you doing, sir? Hey,
Dad, I need that bill of sale.
Reason all this is going down, that vehicle's been entered as stolen at the National Crime Information Center. Do you have the bill of sale by any chance, sir?
I don't know what it is. It's either in my room or in the garage.
You gotta tell me where it is now. I saw y'all sign it, but what did you do?
Now we meet the good officer. 2 officers discuss the young man's detainment.
From what I heard, 1095, and that was before I even verified the VIN.
Okay.
But
That's my first thing I asked.
that's what now I'm not 100% certain, but I believe I heard essentially 1095 before I was even able to verify the VIN.
The good officer confronts the original officer for his choice.
Hey,
Is he detained or is he?
he's detained right now because he's 14.
He's 14.
Yes.
Okay.
So I already explained to him he's detained right now. I told him that.
So why is he detained?
Because that's a stolen motor vehicle.
Okay.
It turns out that protocol is totally different when it's a minor that's being arrested. That's going to include a lot more paperwork too.
So, obviously he's a juvenile, right?
Yeah.
You're not charging him with larceny of a...
Nope.
Okay, because obviously that didn't happen.
Yep.
So, worst you have is what?
Possession of a stolen motor vehicle.
Which is, you gonna think you get secure custody and all that?
Probably
Or
not.
a petition? Alright. You're 14, me personally, you ain't going nowhere. You're here with what, Dad?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no sense of having him sit in the car tent with handcuffs on.
Okay.
You ain't, if he was 18 and you might be taking him to jail for possession of stolen property, different. But you ain't gonna take him to jail, right? It's gonna be a petition.
The good cop defends the kid until the end. They take off his handcuffs and looked for the bill of sale together.
Asked him plenty of questions, but he's been running his mouth. He said that he got it from some guy off in Lillington. Okay. My whole thing is, I know legally he can still be charged.
Yeah. If he's got a bill of sale, me personally,
yeah.
I have grown up racing dirt bikes, buying four-wheelers. I got 3 four-wheelers at the house now.
Yeah.
I've never once had one run until I was a cop.
Yep. Basically what you're saying is if he has a bill of sale, you wouldn't end up filing the petition.
No, but I could have him, talk to Lake County and try
Yeah,
to
of course.
who he got it from or not.
Since the original officer wasn't thinking, he has to face the consequences of his actions. The boy's parents held a press conference after what happened and revealed that race played a big role in their son's detainment. The last video is the worst of them all. At number 9, imagine playing with your kids on a normal day and getting arrested for no logical reason. Clarence was playing with his kids at home when cops arrested him. His wife recorded the entire thing to show the world how wrong these cops were.
I'm not gonna let you put me in handcuffs. Please stop. Stop. Please stop. Stop.
Just walk with me. Walk with me. Tell him walk with me.
He's not.
They already expected the worst of the worst, since the arrest was out of nowhere.
Husband was gonna be murdered, that my kids was gonna grow up without a father.
It looks like the cops did all of this just because he fit the description of a fugitive.
No, I'm not gonna be the next you feel. No. His name is not Quentin.
Thankfully, a second deputy pulled up, and it was only then that they realized that they had the wrong guy.
That's not what's wrong with you, man.
The cops kept explaining that they'd received a tip that he was a fugitive, and that's why they acted on it fast.
If you're not breaking the law, you have nothing to worry about. And I absolutely wasn't breaking the law, and look what happened.
Please stop.
No one should have to experience this. What do you think should be the consequences for their actions? Comment your answers down below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Watch out for more cop stories in our next videos. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.